Hello and welcome. This is Atul Wadkar, your instructor. Since last few lectures we are discussing about the Python collections, and we have discussed everything about the list, tuple, sets. Now this time we are going to talk about dictionaries. So as we have already discussed, list and tuple are quite identical in terms of the features and the parameters that we have tested on it. And I have already said that the set and the dictionary, they are quite similar in terms of some features. Now when I talk about the list and tuple, so both are having the index and a particular order, and if I talk about set and dictionary, the both will not have any kind of order, so you can put the values randomly when inside the set and dictionary. And if the two sets are having same number of items and same item values, and if their order is different, then also they are equal. And same is the case with dictionary, that also we are going to test in this particular session. So as per as the dictionary is concerned, so these are some important features that we must understand. Now number one thing is that the dictionary is not ordered, and the number two is it is indexed. So now this is what the conflict is there, and there may be some confusion regarding this thing. If it is not ordered, how it can have some index? So we'll discuss this shortly, how the dictionary can be having some index, or how we can actually access the individual element from the dictionary. Now secondly, the dictionary is completely changeable, and now when I say changeable, that means there are three different things that we have to test. Number one, we must be able to add an extra element inside the dictionary. Number two, we must be able to delete or remove some element from the dictionary. And number three, it must be possible to change the value of particular element from the dictionary. And this all things are happening, or these things are valid for dictionary, so that's why it is completely changeable. Secondly, the duplicate elements are not allowed in the dictionary, and this is similar to set. And that's why if you just cross verify or just check the properties of this set and dictionary, you will find the most of the properties are identical. So here you can see some similarity, here there is a similarity, and here also at some extent there is similarity. The only change is that this thing, the set is not indexed and the dictionary is indexed. So we can say that set and dictionary are quite identical in terms of some features, but obviously they are totally different. And the list and tuple, they are quite similar, but still they are different with some properties. Now the set and dictionary both can be represented in terms of curly brackets only, so we'll be using curly brackets only to represent set and dictionary. So we'll see that shortly. So we have discussed list with these parameters, and also the tuple with the following parameters, and we have also discussed the set, and we have tested the set, and we have verified the different properties of set with reference to these parameters or the properties. Now we are going to discuss this dictionary, whether it is ordered. That's what we're going to check. The very first thing that this is going to be the first check that we are going to have. And clearly the dictionary is not ordered, so here two different dictionaries having different orders but same elements will be identical. And also we're going to check whether the duplicate elements are allowed inside the dictionary. So the duplicate elements are not allowed inside the dictionary as per as the definition is concerned, and whatever definition we have just studied. So the duplicate items and indexing is something new. If the order is not there, then how we can access and index the element? So this happens using some key values. So dictionary will have key and the values, so we'll check it out shortly. Change of item value. So if I have to change something in the dictionary or the value of particular item or element, so it's possible in case of dictionary as it is completely changeable. Secondly, I'll provide some loop through the dictionary, then I'll check if the particular element or item is existing in the dictionary using simple membership operator. Additionally, we can find out the length of dictionary. Even we can add some element or item to the dictionary, or you can remove some item from the dictionary. Or additionally, we'll see how we can copy one dictionary to another dictionary. So without wasting any time, so let's start with the Python shell. So I'll open the ideally software from the Windows search, and here it is. So this is how we have opened this software. Now in this software I'm going to test, and firstly I'm going to declare one dictionary. So as usual, so if you have a variable like this a, and if you have a square bracket like this, now this time you will call it as a list, and if you print the type of it, you will find that it is the list. If you do the same thing in rounded brackets like this, and rounded bracket close, and if you print the type of this thing, this time it is tuple. If you do same thing in the curly brackets, so I'll take the same number of elements in the curly brackets as well, and if you hit enter and if you print the type of this time it is set. So this is how the different data structures or data types in Python is defined. So if you are using square brackets, so ultimately that's going to be a list. If you are using the rounded bracket, that will be a tuple, and if you are using the curly brackets, that will be set. And for each and every data type, the properties are totally different. For list you have different properties, for tuple you have different properties, and for set you have different properties, and we have already discussed these things in the last sessions. Now this time we are going to declare a dictionary, and the dictionary will be in the curly brackets only, but this time every element will have two different things. Now one is the key and another is the value. So here there will be a key, let's say a colon 1, then let's say b colon 2, and let's say C colon 3, then comma, let's say D colon 4, and let's say E colon 5. Now same thing I have defined in case of this dictionary as well. I'm just talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, but this time as I have written in the curly brackets only, but I have provided some keys and some values. So this thing is called as key. So this first thing is the key. So A, B, C, D and E, these are the keys of this dictionary, and this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are values which are stored in these keys or in this particular dictionary. If you hit enter here and if you print the type of this thing, you will find that it's a dictionary type. So if you have to store numbers from 1 to 5 in a dictionary, you will have to use some keys as well along with these numbers, and you can store like this, and after that you can say that this is to be a dictionary. Now the curly bracket is same as that of this thing and this thing. This is also stored in curly bracket, and again this is in the curly bracket, but this time it is dictionary as it has got key and value. So it is dictionary, and even generally in order to simplify this kind of thing, we generally write dictionary like this. So if you enter and here A colon 1, then comma, then B colon 2, then comma, and you can write C colon 3, and then you can hit enter, and then this is how you can write a dictionary, so that it's look quite better as compared to the previous thing. So this is very much what we can say in the single line you're writing like this, but if you write like this, so this is quite more readable and looks better. Now why to use dictionary? For example, I have a student as a dictionary variable. So what I can do here, I can start a dictionary here, and then here I can define the name as a key, and then its value could be Ram, or any value you can take it, and then here you can go to age as a key, and then you can assign some value, let's say 28, and then you can store marks as another key, and here you can write this is 80.4. okay, and then you can hit enter. So here this is how you can just understand the use of dictionary with the help of this example. So this is how the dictionary can be used, and that's why the dictionary is a separate data structure or data type in Python. So if you have to do like this, if you have to store data like this, then you can go with this dictionary. Secondly, now there will be a one question in your mind. So here also we have used the string data structure for assigning the values, or sorry, the key names. Here again we have used the string, and here again we have used the string. So is it always required to have a string for key names, or in order to assign some keys, do we need string data structure? So that's not the true. So if you declare a dictionary like this, 1 colon let's say 10, then 2 colon let's say 20, and then 3 colon let's say 30, this is also valid thing. And this time this 1 2 3, these are integer numbers and they are keys of your dictionary. Even you can also write like this, 1.1 colon 10, then 1.2 colon 20, and then 1.3 colon 30, and this is also the dictionary. And this time we are using floating point numbers in order to assign the key names. Okay, so this is totally fine in Python, or as far as the dictionary is concerned. So this need not to be a string, it can be integer, or even it can be a floating point number. So with that said, so as you have understood how to declare a dictionary in Python, how to write a dictionary in Python, now it's time to check out or do some experimentations on the dictionary with reference to the properties that we have to check. So number one property that we are going to check is that whether the dictionary is ordered. Whether the dictionary is ordered, that what we are going to check. So when I say ordered, that means it must follow a particular order. And if it is not ordered, that means if we are having two different dictionaries having the same elements in a different order, then also they must be identical or equal. So let's check it out. So I'll declare one variable a, and I'll add some content in it. So 1 colon 10 comma 2 colon 20 and comma 3 colon 30. So this is how I'll add something in the dictionary, and I'll hit enter. And now I'll declare b equals to 3 colon 30, then 2 colon 20, and then 1 colon 10. So if you hit enter here, so you have two different dictionaries. Now a is this thing and b is this thing. Now if you check out the keys, so 1 2 and 3, these are the keys as far as the a is concerned. And when you talk about the b, there are also 3 2 1, so 1 2 3, these are the same keys. So as far as the keys are concerned, both the dictionaries are having the same keys, but they are in different order, they are placed in different order. So this is how they, in the first dictionary we have placed, and in the second dictionary we have placed everything in a reverse order. So if I do like this, it should be true if the dictionary is not ordered. That means these two should be equal irrespective of any order they follow. And here we go, it is true that both the dictionaries are identical, they are same, even if the elements are placed in different order. So this proves our first property of dictionary, that it is unordered, not having any kind of order. You can place the elements whichever order you want as per your requirement. You can place the elements inside the dictionary, and that's a very important thing. And obviously it can be, because now if you're talking about this data structures and the whatever data we are storing here, so it doesn't matter where you place name first and this age second, or the marks after that. Even if you place marks first and name at the end, that is also totally fine. This is not going to affect the data stored in this particular thing, as it has got the unique key for each and every value. So definitely you can place as per your requirement in this particular dictionary. Now the second important property that we have to check is that the dictionary does not allow duplicate members inside it. So that's a very interesting property that we have to check it out. Now as far as the list and tuple is concerned, both were allowing the duplicate members, but we have discussed that set is also not allowing any duplicate members, and this time the dictionary will also not going to allow duplicate members. Now this is quite obvious that, for example, you are declaring student name as a dictionary, and 2 times you're writing name inside it, so it's meaningless. So that's how it is not allowing any duplicate members. So in order to verify that, I'll take a dictionary z equals to, and in the curly bracket I'll write 1:10, then 2:20, and then 3:30, and at the end one more time I'll add one more element, let's say 20. So this time you can see this is the dictionary having the 1. So the key is repeating. So when I say duplicate elements is not the value, this is not related to the value, it is related to the keys. It will not allow duplicate keys. More precisely, if I have to say in this particular scenario, then I'll say the dictionary do not allow duplicate keys, but 2 different keys can have same value. That is perfectly fine in case of dictionary. We'll see that shortly. So here the key is duplicate. So this first key, the key 1, is repeating, so it's duplicate and the dictionary is not going to allow it. Now if I hit enter, no worries and no problems have occurred, but if you print this, then you will notice the difference. Now here we go. It has removed this thing 1:10, and it has taken the most updated value, so it's a recently updated value. So this is how the recently updated value is 1:20. So it has removed this entry and it has retained 1:20, 2:20, and 3:30. Now when I say duplicate, that means, as I said, duplicate keys are not allowed, but duplicate values are totally fine. For example, if you write 1:10, then 2:10, and even 3:10, so you can see here the all the keys are 1, 2, 3, and the corresponding values are 10, 10, 10. So the value is duplicate. Now this is again 10, this is again 10, and this is again 10. So now will the dictionary is going to ignore these similar entries, or it is going to return? So as I said, duplicate keys are not allowed, but duplicate values are totally fine. So no worries with this kind of representation, and if you print it out, you'll get the same thing, 1:10, and no entry is ignored or removed from this particular thing. So this is how the dictionary allows duplicate values but not duplicate keys. So duplicate keys can be ignored. So here the key was duplicate, so 1 was repeated, so that's it has taken the most recent entry and the older entry is removed. But in this particular case, even if the values are same but the keys are different, it's going to retain that value. So this is how we have tested the second important property of the dictionary, that it does not allow duplicate elements, or sorry, the more precisely if I have to say, it does not allow more duplicate keys inside the dictionary. Now next important property that we have to test is the changeable property of your dictionary. Now once we can check it out whether it is possible to change the value or not to change the value, and we can say we can make some judgment after that. But before that, before testing this thing, as I said, the dictionary is unordered, but it has got some indexing, or we can access the elements from the dictionary. Now when I say indexing, it's not related to index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is how we cannot index the dictionary like this, z of 0, z of 1, or something like that. But indexing is totally based on the keys. We can index our dictionary based on our key. So whatever keys we are giving, so with reference to that key, we can access some element. For example, let's define a dictionary like this: 1:10, then 2:20, then 3:30, then 4:40, and then 5:50. Now for simplicity I am taking this kind of example, but in actual case the dictionary can hold something like this, or it can hold the information about the car, or information about the student, or information about the employee, or any other thing. So in actual practical example, the dictionary will look like this: student equals to something, or even the employee equals to something. For simplicity, I'm just using these random values 1 colon 10, 2 colon 20 in order to get it simple. Now if you hit enter, that's a dictionary, and it having the keys 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and obviously there are some values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, and each and every value correspond to some key. Now if I have to access the dictionary, then I can access using some key. So Z of, instead of writing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll write 3 or something. Now this 3 is not the index like 0, 1, 2, 3. This is not like that. This 3 is the key. This is the key. Now key is this is the key. Now 3 correspond to 30 value. So if you print it, it will be 30. If you print Z of 0, as the 0 is not the key, so it will show the key error. Okay, so this is not the index, it is the key as per the dictionary is concerned. And if you try to access a particular value with the key which is not present inside this dictionary, then it will give you a key error. Here the 0 key was not there, so that's why it has given the key error. So this is how you can access the particular value from the dictionary, or particular element from the dictionary. Now there is one more method. For example, I am using this x as a variable, then I can write z.get method also, and here I have to provide the key name. Let's say if I provide 1, then at key 1 there is 10, the value is 10, so value of x must be 10, and if I print the x, I'll get 10. So this is how there are two different methods to access the elements from the dictionary. Number one, you can use this kind of syntax, and number two, you can go with this get method, and this also return you the value or the item from your dictionary. Now this is how we can access the dictionary, and now we are going to check how to change the value of element inside the dictionary. Now firstly, let us print the dictionary which we have already declared. Now this is our dictionary. Now I want to change the value of this thing to 60 instead of 20. I want to make it 60. So it's very simple and straightforward. You just write z of 2. Now 2 is the key, not the index. Okay, this is key. And whatever value you want, you can write here. So I want 60, and hit enter, and just print it out. Print the z. You will notice the difference. Now here initially it was 20, this time it is 60. So this is how, by referring this key, you can actually change the value for this dictionary. So this is how it is possible to actually change the value, and we are actually testing the changeable property of this dictionary. So dictionary elements can be changeable, and it is changeable. Now when I say changeable, that means I am referring to two parameters. Number one, I must be able to change the value of an element from that dictionary. Number two, it must be possible to add an extra element inside the dictionary. And number three, I must be able to delete or remove some element from the dictionary. Now we have tested one thing, that I can change the element's value. Now number two, that I'm going to check whether it's possible to add an extra element inside the dictionary. So it's again a straightforward. You just have to create a new key. As you know, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are existing key. So I want to create a new key. So I'll create a 6. This is another key. And I want to assign some value. Let's say 70 I assign here. And if you hit enter, and now if you print the dictionary, one extra element is added inside it. So you see what is the result. So 110, 260 and so on, and one more key is added with this 6, and its value is 70, which we have assigned here. So this is how you can add an extra element inside the dictionary. Now let's talk about deleting an element from the dictionary. Now there are lots of methods to do so. Now number one method is pop method. Okay, so if I do like the z dot pop. Now if you write like this only without any thing here, so as per as the pop method is concerned, it must remove the last element. But as I said earlier, the dictionary is not ordered. That means it doesn't have a particular order. If it is not having ordered, which element is last? That will be the big question. So there is no first element and last element inside the dictionary, so this method will not work. And if you try to operate this method, definitely we are going to get some error. So here it's a type error. Pop expected at least one argument, got 0. So it is actually expecting some argument inside this rounded brackets, and we are not giving any argument. So it's not saying that the pop method is not for the dictionary, or it's not defined for the dictionary. The pop method can be used with dictionary, but you have to provide some value. Now what will be the value inside it? Will it be the index, as this is not having any fixed index, but it will be a key. Now if you have to remove key 6 or value stored at key 6, so key, that element will be removed. The element which correspond to 6 key will be removed, and here we go, it has removed that thing, and if you print it out you will get the difference. Now it has removed this thing. Now 6:70 is not there and no longer available inside this dictionary. So this is how you can remove a particular element from the dictionary. Now this is one method of removing something from the dictionary. Is it possible to delete a particular element using delete function? So we have already discussed this thing in list, that you can operate like this. So now here again you have to write z up, and then you have to provide the key. Now if I provide key 1, that means this thing will be removed from the dictionary. So let's check it out and let's print it out. So if I print like this, then ultimately that is removed. This thing is now no longer present inside the dictionary. Now if I write like this, delete z, it's going to delete a complete dictionary, and if you print z, you will get a name error that name z is not defined. So this is the name error, name z is not defined. Why? Because I have deleted dictionary completely, so the z is no longer available with us. Now let's declare dictionary one more time, and this time I'll declare a small dictionary, then 2:20, and then 3:30. If you print this thing, print z, totally fine. And now let's try to clear. You operate this method z.clear. Now if you operate like this, it's not going to delete the complete dictionary, but it's going to clear all the elements from the dictionary, and here it is. Now the dictionary is blank, empty. So this is how the clear method can be used. So now clear is not the delete method, but it's not going to delete the entire dictionary like delete z, what we have already tried. It's going to remove all the elements from the dictionary, and it's going to empty the dictionary. This is how we have tested that we can add an extra element inside the dictionary, and also we can remove some elements from the dictionary. Now we have used the pop method, and also we have just added inside the dictionary, we have created new key, and we have added one extra element inside the dictionary. We have also used this delete function to delete, and we have tested what happens if you try to use clear. Now the clear is going to delete all the elements from the dictionary, but it's not going to delete the dictionary. Okay. Now this is how we have tested a few properties of dictionary. The first one is ordered, and the dictionary is not ordered. Secondly, the duplicate elements, the dictionary does not allow any duplicate elements inside it. Thirdly, we have tested changeable, the dictionary is completely changeable. And also we have tested indexing, the dictionary is indexed but using some keys, not using the traditional indexing which we have discussed in case of string, list and tuple. So it has index, but it's based on the indexing. Whole indexing mechanism is based on the keys. Okay, so now we can try some looping structures over this dictionary. So let's say I have this dictionary, this 1:10, then this 2:20, and then this 3:30, and then this 4:40, and 5:15. Now let's use the for loop over this dictionary, or through this dictionary. Now how to operate for loop over this dictionary? So if I write like for x in z as usual, and if I do print x, now here is the big question. Now question number 1, is it going to print the key or the value or the both the things? Because the dictionary is having two different things, like this, a key and value. So if I write like this, is it going to print key or the value or the both? So if you do like this, it's going to print the keys of your dictionary, not the values. So if you hit enter, it's printing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which are keys of this dictionary. Now the question is how I can get, or how I can print the values of dictionary. Now there is a solution for that. So you can write x in z, and just by using our previous knowledge you can do like this, z of x. Now the z is a dictionary and x is the key, and now here we go, you get the values. And if you have to print both the things simultaneously or at a single point, then what you can do here, you can just write print. Firstly you print the keys, and then you print the colon, like this, and then you print z of x, and then hit enter. So you'll get 1:10, 2:20, 3:30, like this. So this is how we can print both the things. Now we are doing some adjustments here, or we're just using our previous knowledge, and we are using some tricks to print these values and even both the things at a time. But there is another way to print all those things, and for that purpose you can use x in j dot values. So in this case it's going to print the values from this dictionary, okay, not the keys. And if you hit enter, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. These are values if you call j dot values. Now if I have to print values as well as the keys at a time, then for that also Python provides you some different items. And here, oh sorry, I have made some mistake in writing. For x comma y in z dot items. Now why x comma y? Because as I'm talking about, I have to print two different things at a time, so that's why I'm using x comma y. So x will go through the keys, and y will go or will run through the values, and this is how I can print. And in case of print function as well, I need to write x comma y. So there are two loop counters, and here it is 1:10, 2:20 and 3:30. So this is how you can actually loop over this dictionary. Now the next important thing is that how to check whether the particular item is present inside the dictionary or not. Now we are talking about the searching, and in case of the list, tuple and set, we are trying to search the value because it is having only values. But when I talk about the dictionaries, now the dictionary is having the key as well as the values. So if I do the searching, will it search the key or the value? Obviously it will search the keys only, not the values. For example, if you have a dictionary, like just I'll print this z first, so that we'll get this dictionary, and now I have to search some keys. So if I try to search 1 in z, so it will be true as the key 1 is there. If I try to search 10 in Z, so you will say that 10 is there, but this is value, not the key, so it will be false. Okay, so more precisely, if I had to say, the searching operation inside the dictionary will try to search the key. It will be searched by key, not by the value, and this is very obvious because everything in the dictionary is stored with reference to the key value, and we must search the key, not the value. So it's very much obvious. So by using simple membership operator, you can operate on the dictionary and you can search some elements from the dictionary. So actually we are searching the keys, and if the key is found, then we can print the corresponding value as well. If you have to check something whether that particular key is present inside the dictionary or not, so you can simply check it out, that key, and if that key is there, ultimately you can print its value corresponding to that key. Similarly, as at our previous things, we can find out the length of your dictionary using length function, and if you hit enter here, so you'll get the length of your dictionary as 5, as there are 5 different elements inside the dictionary. Now let's declare one dictionary. A is equals to 1:10, then 2:20, and then 3:30, and one dictionary, let's say B equals to A. Now I am trying to copy the contents of A or dictionary A into dictionary B, or I am going to copy this thing. So if I hit enter here, now you will say that everything is copied, and if you try to print this thing B, then you will get the same content 1:10, 2:20, 3:30. But if I do like this, A of 4, now I add a extra element inside it. Then if I print the A, so this is what I am expecting, that it should print from 1 to 4. But what if I print B? Now what you are expecting? No, I'm expecting that it will print 1, 2, 3, this thing only, because I haven't added anything to B. I've just copied this thing to B, but after that, after some time, here also I have printed this thing. Now the B, I have verified that B stored the same thing, 1:10, 2:20, and 3:30. After that, I have added in A, in this thing, not in this. Okay, not in this B, I have added in this thing. So obviously the A will change, and the value of A is now this thing. But what about this B? If I hit enter here, unfortunately I got the contents of A, modified contents of A. So this is what I was not expecting. So this is not the proper way of copying, and if I am doing like this, this is just making reference to this thing, and the A and B are referring to same dictionary and same memory location. So that's the problem. So proper way of copying, for example, you have the dictionary like A equals to 10, and 2:20, and then 3:30, and this is closed, and you can copy B equals to A dot copy method. This is the proper way of copying. In this case, if you print the B, you will get this thing. And now if you make any changes, let's say A, and I add the fourth key and equals to 40, and this time if you print the A, obviously you will get the modified content. But if you print the B, now here is the interesting thing, now it is properly copied. So this is how you can copy the contents of a particular dictionary in another dictionary. So this was all about the dictionaries in Python, and this is how we deal with the dictionaries in Python. So it's very straightforward, and we have discussed 4 different collection data types in Python: lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. Now they are very much important in advanced Python programming and handling the real-time data. So the list is having different application, the tuple is having different applications on in different data handlings, or what we can say, in case of different data inputs, we can use different data structures in Python. So in the next lecture we'll start with the function in Python. So right now we have discussed how to capture data, how to store that data in variables, how to handle that data, how to use different data types like numeric data type, then string data type, even the list, tuple, sets and dictionaries we have seen, the different variables we have seen. We have also seen how the data types can be used in Python and how to perform some operation on data using different operators in Python, like arithmetic operators and so on, to extract the meaningful information from the raw data. And once we have extracted meaningful information from the data, we have understood how to make a decision using decision control statements in Python. After that, we have seen how to provide looping and to repeat some activities again and again without writing lengthy code. With a very small code or short code, I can repeat the number of actions. And we have also discussed the advanced data types in Python like list, tuple, sets and dictionary. So from the next lecture, we are trying to organize our code in proper fashion. We are going to define different functions or some modules in the Python, and we'll use that things in order to properly organize our activities or our code in Python. So stay connected with me, and thanks for watching.